You're listening to the audio portion of Workshop Wednesdays. Workshop Wednesdays is a free live discussion about topics affecting accountants, bookkeepers, and business owners. You can join the ABO group in Facebook to participate live Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Just search for ABBO in Facebook. This podcast is brought to you by Schoolofbookkeeping.com, where you will learn, grow, and build a thriving bookkeeping practice. We have hundreds of lessons with almost every aspect of the industry. Start your free month today at Schoolofbookkeeping.com. Well, welcome everybody to another Workshop Wednesday, all about casual conversations for serious workflows, which is brought to you by Schoolofbookkeeping.com, where you can learn QuickBooks your way. And for those of you watching, you may notice that Rachel looks a little different today. Hi, Sharrin. How are you?
Rachel had a bad night last night, and she looks. I'm sorry that Rachel. I was trying to say that Rachel normally looks better than I do. So anyhow, I am great. How are you, Dan? I feel like I just saw you and talked with you yesterday.
I know. So I made a mistake, and because it never happens, never makes mistake, but we are going to be doing a series with Shauna Quinn in November, and Rachel is going to take a hiatus when we do this series coming November, but I gave the impression that's starting this week. And she had a conflict. Rachel has a conflict. So fortunately, Sharrin, being the flexible ninja that she is,
and I was going to put my leg behind my head, but might not be appropriate for this.
We're not that casual.
On this. I was wearing pants, if you saw, though.
I did see that. So yes, this is not a pants optional workshop. So anywho, so today, and the funny part is that Rachel was going to lead this workshop because she had opted into the beta for the new accountant user interface, and I can't access it because the beta opt-in period is over. So when I went to go, I'll just handle it. And I was like, oh no, I can't even show what it is that we show today.
So it's a take your word for it.
No, it's
you got it figured out?
Like a good person, I've been able to pivot. So our topic is not going to be on the QuickBooks accountant user interface, but the accountant tools that are in the new user interface. So we're just kind of tweaking the topic a little bit, because if there's any type of individual that loves change, it's accountants. Sharrin?
Yes, daily. We prefer it.
When software as a service, not just QuickBooks, but anything changes, as an accounting professional and preemptive OCD is built into, or creatures of habit as accounting and bookkeeping professionals. The 10 key itself is just that thing where you have that built-in muscle memory of how to do things faster. How frustrating is that when things change? Like, where did it go? Like that sort of thing.
I feel like we're talking about QuickBooks.
We are.
I don't even know what I'm on right now, or what. I haven't read anything, but you said that, I immediately thought, oh, you mean QuickBooks online? I just logged in for the first time the other day because I know QuickBooks. I'm a top pro advisor or whatever for forever, and I've been I know it. But man, I logged in the other day and I went, no, I'm giving this back to my team. I don't have time. Where did my reclass tool go? Where's my toolbox? Like, I had ChatGPT open to my left. I'm like, can you please tell me where this went? Oh, this is missing too. Ridiculous. But it's yeah. And then of course, right at a tax deadline, do it between 10/16 and like April or February.
Yeah, because there's never a great time to make changes, especially
for and accountants. I think Intuit forgets who a majority of their clientele is accountants, and we go insane. We don't like it. It's terrible.
I mean, what is that? You're Your response is, not for me today. Not today.
Not today. Yeah. So when I do something, Dan, I do it. I don't just, I'm like, I am in full force, everything. So I know if I look, I'm going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm going to relearn QuickBooks. I'm going to write to them and tell them 7 ways they could do it better and how they should have done it. I'm going to do videos for my team. So I just know that I'm like, all I needed to do was enter in an invoice. So I'm going to just email my assistant and say, hey, go do this. I can't even be in this program at the moment. So I am nervous because I have to review a couple of my CFO client financials today. And I think I'm going to do it through my third party because they're the one of this third party software, because I'm really afraid that I'm going to get in an OCD about it.
As we've talked a lot on prior workshops of the impending new user interface that Intuit had rolled out in July, and as of October 1st, you don't have the ability to go back to the old user interface. So now we're in this phase of, okay, now I gotta use this new user interface, and where to go. So that's what this workshop is all about for those folks that were that use the accounting tools, the little briefcase icon that's up at the top with QuickBooks and has all the accountant functionality, or the core accountant functionality that's in that little briefcase drop down. It's not there anymore, because where the briefcase go, they moved it to the side. So we have a new, okay, where'd it go? I got to share my screen here. So we created a blog of the QuickBooks Online, where to find and customize the accountant tools.
Oh, yay. Just so everybody knows, I did not get a preview of this deck. So anything you're hearing is me going, oh, Dan, it would be really nice if I knew. And here he is just answering my question. So I'm going to learn and co-host.
Learn and respond.
Yes.
React, I should say.
Yes.
All right. This is, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised on where things went and what, it does seem to be a step forward, as the case may be, but unfortunately you have to take a step back in order to learn some of these things. So the main thing, here's where the accountant tools were. Up at the top, you had this drop down of a briefcase at the top, and you were able to just choose these favorite tools that you had. And a common thing was, I like to use this new window, but of course nobody ever used it that I talked to. But then
I right-clicked new window.
Yeah, I think you can duplicate your tabs. You can do all sorts of things in the browser to do the exact same thing. But as soon as they removed it from the new menu, which is called My Menu, here at the top, there's this little tiny briefcase. Let me make this a little bigger.
Good. So I get to re-customize my menu for every single one of my clients, all 100 plus of them. That sounds amazing. That's a great idea. Or does this customize across the board? Sorry.
That's a really good question.
I'm asking the things that I know people are going to want to ask.
I customized it earlier today, and I got to pop into another company and see if that customization holds or not. But that would be a great thing if it has the same functionality across multiple
clients. The things that they fix, and all we want is to be able to have one report template that we can push across all of our clients. So I don't have to recreate my report template for every single client when a new one comes on. So give us what we want into it. Stop changing the stuff that drives us insane. I love my briefcase, but go ahead. It's in my menu.
So there's a My Menu, which has the same option as the, or at least the same icon as the briefcase icon up at for the accountant tools. But now everybody has a My Menu, not just accountants. It's broken down into three
We're
major...
no longer important. Sorry.
So it's broken down into three major areas. So there's a bookmark section, and then tools or create, and then actually create and then tools, right? So those are three main areas of the menu. And then to
At least
customize
it
it,
makes sense. At least it makes sense, right? Like it's not before the briefcase was there and there was no rhyme or reason. They weren't even alphabetical. At least that makes some sense. So
right.
I approve. They can keep that in.
And then to customize it is an interesting thing, because I was reading an article that Intuit created, just click the customize button, and I was like, you click the my menu button or hover over it, and you don't have this customize button. You actually have to click it, which then minimizes it. So you got to expand it again in order to see this little slider bar or settings customization option. But once you're finally able to sneak up on the customize button, here are the options that you have. You have the different sections, so you can reorganize the different sections. So whatever you feel should be prioritized at the top, that section. So we're talking about this bookmarks, create, or tools section can be reorganized. The bookmarks themselves, there's a selection of bookmarks to select. Incidentally, if you bookmark any other page inside of QuickBooks Online, it automatically goes in and bookmarks it here for you, so you don't have to go into. There's a section here for bookmarks on the left side, so you can go into your bookmarks, or you can go into my menu and your bookmarks will be there, and they can be collapsed within that side menu, that my menu as well. And so you've got your create options and then your tools. And this is where, oh my goodness, we can see the option to add the new window back in there, because who shouted the loudest when they removed the new menu was people that were using the new window menu item. So responding to feedback, as Intuit typically does, but not realizing who was using it until they removed it. So now you have the option to add your new window back in there. So this blog article is really just an idea of how to use these tools. We have in School of Bookkeeping, we have a whole course and mini course on these tools and how to actually use them. Sharrin, what is your favorite tool, I guess, for as an accountant user inside of
Reclassify? I try to tell my team too. I do love Reclassify, and then I love how you can also do it within the vendor now as well. So if I'm looking at financials, I'm like, oh, this needs to be in the wrong place. I use that Reclassify transactions like crazy. It's definitely they've added, there's 4 different ways to do things now, but that's my immediate go-to in a separate screen.
Mm-hmm.
Knock it out real quick and have it done. People will be like, how did you redo those financials in 5 minutes? If you have to ask me that, you need to go learn QuickBooks, because there's an entire tool there. And what am I paying you? I'm so glad they're not hourly, but anyhow, just kidding. Not my team. My team's amazing. It was other people.
Exactly. So yeah, that's a great tool. I'm not a big fan of the write-off invoices tool because of the way that it handles writing off the invoices. It puts it as a discount on the original invoice. And if that's in a different, especially if it's in a closed period,
I prefer to journal it to bad debt.
Yeah.
And I want it very clear. And I always feel like even when if somebody like NSFs, I don't like how QuickBooks handles that either. It's such a pain in the butt. It's always, even though it's paid, it's always got this notification. There's just like a weird quirk about it. But yeah, I don't use fortunately, I don't have to do that because I don't do the work until I get paid. So if anything, I avoid it because I'm like, we didn't even start. But yeah, I do a journal entry for sure.
Yeah, those are some interesting and good tools. But of course, the way that these things are actually handled inside of QuickBooks could determine whether you actually want to use them or not. And that's some of the things that we talk about in our course there. But the big thing is where did it go?
Yeah. And I was going to say, and for accountants, and I'm speaking from experience. So whenever I say these things, it's because I am this way. And then I've met other people that are the same way. So I'm like, oh, good. I'm not my own level of crazy. It's a shared level of accounting crazy and how our brains work. Right. So I think the issue is that when we get into something, we learn it. We use it for what we need at that point. We make workarounds to make it work the way we need to, but then the software changes and it upgrades. But we don't have the time to adjust our habits and our process. So we're still doing something the very, very old way when it could be new. So it's really about taking the time to stop and go, oh, shoot, I can do that now. It's getting out of our old habits and changing. So I honestly think that this is a great thing that you'll have because it forces us to actually stop and look and go, oh, oops, I could be saving so much time with these new options. Yeah.
And I think that probably even begets the question of accountants who are very familiar with the way things are handled in desktop and resisting the change to QuickBooks Online.
That's a hard one.
I always compare QuickBooks Online and desktop to a dog and a cat, right? So
yeah.
QuickBooks
when did you desktop, make the jump? Did you ever make?
I'm always whatever works.
Yeah, because of what you're doing. But we made the complete jump from desktop to online, I think in 2014. And the struggle was real because online was not at all what it is now. But we started a remote firm and we needed that. And remoting into the servers was just the lag was bad. So we made that jump. And I remember in the beginning, it didn't have inventory. So it was crazy because desktop, and it does everything. And QuickBooks Online is just, I go back to desktop now. I'm like, I forget how to function in here. But yeah, it's just another learning curve. It's the same but different. So you're right.
Yeah. And I would always compare that desktop is a dog and QuickBooks Online as a cat. And if you're a cat person, you don't particularly care for dogs. And if you're a dog person, you don't particularly care for cats. If you're an animal lover, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like a cat, the experience that you have with a cat is really just sharing the space with QuickBooks. Whereas a dog's over here, where a dog is somewhat trainable. You can make it do tricks and fetch. And when you know
I need to get a different dog. Mine just sleeps.
You don't have that kind of dog.
I have a dog that thinks he's a cat. He identifies as a cat. I guess that's how I get the best of both worlds, Dan.
Good. But like a cat, QuickBooks Online is going to sit there at your feet, look up at you with those Puss in Boots eyes. Hey, pick me up.
And then it's going to slap you.
Exactly.
Claws out.
Hey,
you're amazing. Thanks for feeding me. I love you. Purr, slap, scratch my sofa. And what do? You can't get rid of the cat. You love the cat. The cat's your thing. You've put time and effort into this little turd. So you're like, I'm just going to figure out how to not let the cat slap me anymore or learn how when it slaps me to duck. Is that the metaphor we were getting at? I think it was.
Exactly. It can hurt you. It can scratch you. And the question is, do you run back to the dog or do you opt in for being a cat person?
You're a cat lover now, man. QuickBooks people say, oh, no, you're wrong, Sharrin. But in the next 5 years, I am telling you, you're all going to be forced to be cat people. So learn this stuff or learn a whole entire different software. And I've done a lot of work and I haven't found any. That's the main reason I don't leave into it because I know it, right? I know it. I can get in 2 seconds to the GL. And to learn a whole new piece of software and then to move everything over sounds like a nightmare. So for me, it's like what am I going to do? I don't have a choice. It's a love-hate. I think I think it's a very generalized feeling through accountants right now with Intuit. It's a love-hate. We love the product, but God, we hate what they're doing and they're messing our world up, but we're loyal.
Yeah.
Or lazy.
Yeah. And it's much more difficult to learn an entire new piece of software, then I think the saying that I hear a lot, it's the devil.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
at least you know what you're in for, and if you
Yeah.
can keep that distance, I think that makes sense until it gets to the point. And a lot of people are getting to that point of, okay, this is enough. And most of those folks are coming from the desktop world of I love my dog.
That's the time to change. In my opinion, if you're going to get off the desktop and go somewhere online, I'm a QuickBooks girl, and I don't know if that will ever change, regardless of what comes out of my mouth. Again, you only hurt the ones you love, right? But I think if I was going to tell anybody that where I'd look, it's when you're going to hop off of QuickBooks desktop, because that's when you're going to have to relearn your processes and rehook everything up anyways. But honestly, in my opinion, Dan, some people love Xero. Bookkeepers love Xero. I'm not a fan. They're not a sponsor, right? No, it's QuickBooks.
No.
I haven't found anything that compares, and a lot of things have really tried, but that's what QuickBooks is number one for a reason. Again, the devil. So,
right. And it's not like you could say, I'm just going to put everything in Excel and then do everything that way.
Oh my goodness.
If you're expecting Excel not to change.
And you can't transition your clients open, you lose all your detailed data, because you're just pulling over a large journal entry to move to Xero or something like that. So it's really, you really look into it, and it's, nope, this company lives in QuickBooks, it's going to die in QuickBooks, I'll start new ones over here. But then to me, it's inefficient. You have to get like a team that's on QuickBooks, a team that's on Xero. Yeah, I think it's going to be the battle that we have for the next, until all of us now retire, and the new people coming in decide what they're going to use. So
I think what would be good for the QuickBooks space is if they had what I'm trying to understand is all of these changes that they're making, is it required, right? If there was just like an accountant's view, I hate to say the accountant's view, business view, because we've already been down this road. But if there was an accountant's view that didn't change, or at least could be customized to the way that you want to keep it, and change the business view for new people and get things. The challenge is I just don't know if there is a reason that everybody has to be on the new user interface, like the invoice experience, right? So they had to have everybody get on this new experience before they could make changes and updates to it, right? So is that one of the reasons? Because there's this terminology option of QuickBooks on the Intuit platform, right? So this homogenized QuickBooks and MailChimp, maybe that's one of the reasons that is driving all of this.
All the third party. And honestly, we only use QuickBooks for the GL. When my clients come, I'm like, nope, let's get you on a third party plugin of something. But I'm convinced the new CEO has never met an accountant in their life, because that's when everything started. They're just a total software person, and they're taking Intuit to a great place, but definitely not thinking about accountants at this point. When I go to connect, I'm always like, do I approach people and give them my opinion? I did that once to Ted at AppyCamp, and ever since then he hasn't really loved me. So I don't know that my approach has been the right way, and I'm not speaking again into it this year. So I think, they hear me. I am happy to fall on that sword for everybody, Dan. I will do it because it's coming from a place of love. I'm like, hey, what you did sucks, but keep in mind, I'm a QuickBooks only company. I only won't take a client unless you're QuickBooks. So, don't come for me.
That's like a catch-22, right?
I'm in a really unhealthy relationship with Intuit. It's very unhealthy, and I refuse to get a divorce because I've been in it for so long that I'm not starting over. And that is
That's
where
right.
I am in life.
You're in it for your children.
I will complain about that spouse every day and how terrible they are, but I am not going anywhere. So they got me.
Because your children, your clients, are being served by.
Because I committed, Dan. I told my clients this is what's it, and I can't be like, oh, by the way, I was wrong. I'm in for it. I'm in.
in for the long haul.
Yeah, and, until I sell my firm, and then I don't care anymore, which is coming up real soon here. Then it's the next person's problem.
Yeah. I'm always of the mindset that the grass is greener where you water it. If you want to go somewhere else.
Not if you live in Nevada.
Yeah. The grass is expensive where you water it in Nevada.
They don't let us have grass. They're like, you get rock or turf.
There we go. But in that regard, you could go over to zero, and then of course you have to water that and live with
it's a different
the confines of that, right?
You can't journal for accountants and CPAs. You can't journal like you do in QuickBooks. That's my number one reason I got off of Zero is the reconciliation. And honestly, I haven't used Zero in 7 or 8 years, so it might not be different. But that's the last time I was there. The reconciliation, I was like, nope, and I couldn't journal like I do on QuickBooks. I know how to journal correctly. I don't need roadblocks. So that's the main reason. I'm like, it takes me 5 steps to do it takes me 1 in Intuit. So Intuit GL, I think, is amazing. I have no problem with the GL.
So talk a little bit about your clone and conquer, because I love what you're doing for the accountant community.
So
besides the fact that it's hovering over your shoulder.
How this is straight, but this is backward. So on my Zoom, I cannot stand when I can't mirror me, because if I go to my right, I want to see myself go to my right. Otherwise, I'm like, so this is actually, if I look at it, it is backward to me. So people walk in my office, they're like, what? My husband's, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I know, but it's straight to them. But now I just realized that my golden knights are backwards. So anyhow. Yes. So the same type of thing, right? Like, it's a matter of, we're accountants, we get in our ways, we need to get things done. But the problem is we get stuck so much in the minutia that it's a matter of deciding what can be documented or replicated, documented, and passed along, and getting into that mindset of being able to do that. So you're not working in your business, instead on your business. Because some people, there's nothing wrong if you want to work in your business. That is amazing. Some people love it. They're solopreneurs. That's what they want to do. But for the ones that want to scale, add more talent, grow their clients, and they can't, this is where I come in. This is where we identify, I have a community. It's free to join through the end of the year. And then I think you still get 90 days after you join, because I want you guys to tell me what we need to fix. But really, let's identify those problems. Let's figure it out. I'm creating content and videos to actually teach people how I do it. Keep in mind that I run 3 companies right now. I'm the chair in running the Women Who Count conference, even though our Google Workspace just went down. And I'm on the board of the AFWA and the treasurer, and we're completely redoing that. So I am running a lot of things right now, 3 days a week, 8 hours a day. It's really all I give myself. And the rest of the time I'm on my couch playing on my phone, and it's hockey back season. So I do that. But I can only do that because of the processes, the documentation, and the efficiencies that I set up and the automations to keep it going. So that is what I teach you. That was a really long elevator pitch.
In Las Vegas, the elevators are much longer.
Oh, man. That's true. That was a stratosphere elevator pitch.
There we go. And I did put a link for your community in the comments, and we have a QR code for those that are asking or watching this later, because as we were about to go live, I noticed that I somehow didn't hook up my YouTube channel. Anybody who's waiting for the workshop to be on YouTube, I'm sorry, I didn't click the little toggle button to push it to YouTube, but we'll get it up there.
I'll set
and
you up a process for that, Dan. It'll automatically do it for you, so you never have to think about it again.
all right, I'll be able to clone and conquer my
Everything.
workshops.
Everything.
Fantastic. Sharrin, I appreciate you joining us today and filling in on such short notice
Of
for
course.
my own problems of shooing Rachel away, even though she wasn't supposed to.
It's okay. She don't mind. She'll be happy. I filled her shoes, I think.
Exactly.
She likes me. We're all right.
Yeah, we're all friends here.
Yes.
All right. So we appreciate you joining us all and watching it later on Earmark, and the blog article and Sharrin's cohort or community is listed in the comments, so you can always check those out later. And we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Workshop Wednesday.
Bye, everyone.
And that wraps up another insightful episode of Workshop Wednesday, brought to you by Schoolofbookkeeping.com. We hope you enjoyed today's discussion and took away some valuable tips and strategies to enhance your bookkeeping practice. Remember, if you want to stay ahead in the world of bookkeeping and accounting, be sure to visit Schoolofbookkeeping.com. With a wide range of courses, resources, and expert guidance, you'll find everything you need to sharpen your skills and boost your career. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed today's show, please take a moment to leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice. Your reviews help us reach more listeners and continue to bring you the best content every week. If you have questions or topics you'd like us to cover, reach out to us on social media or send us an email at support@schoolofbookkeeping.com. We love hearing from our listeners and are always looking for new ideas to explore. Thanks for tuning in to Workshop Wednesday. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep excelling in your bookkeeping journey. I'm Dan DeLong, and we'll see you next week.